Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Sega News Bits. I'm your host, George, and with me is Barry.
Hello there. I'm feeling very devilish.
Devilish, wow. See that, people?
Yeah.
Because today we're going to be talking about Bayonetta software sales. I mean, at least for the PC version that just came out. If you guys didn't know, it came out on PC and it costs $19.99. What a bargain, right?
Wowee.
And as you could expect, that's probably led to a lot of sales, and I guess Sega already posted before that it was pretty happy with it. So we're going to be using Steam Spy, and a lot of people always ask me, hey, wait, isn't that fake? And let me explain to you how it works, and then you can come up with your own conclusion on that. Basically, it uses the API of Steam, and it basically goes through every single public profile that has the game, and then it counts them as an owner, and then it puts it in this chart kind of format that's easy to search database. And so if your account is private, you're not counted for the sales. So I would say this is kind of a conservative number because there's obviously a lot of accounts that are private. So this is kind of a guesstimation. So let's go first. It came out on April 11th for $19.99, and it sold as of today, March 3rd. It sold 150,933 units. That's pretty good for a 80-year-old port of a game.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say? Yeah. And let's compare it to a game that came out the same day. Ukulele came out the same day on PC, and I guess a lot of people are saying it's not really fair to compare it because this game costs $40. Mm-hmm. But this game sold 74,562 units for a brand new game that was made on the ground up. But it's also on every console, I guess. And then the next one I'm going to compare it to is Gearbox Entertainment's remaster or report of Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition. They decided that they were going to charge full price for this one. And it sold 12,460 units and came out in April 7th.
Wow.
So it's been on sale longer than Bayonetta.
Yeah.
And the last one I'm going to kind of, compare it to is Lego City Undercover. Ooh. This game was actually a Wii U exclusive back then in the day. And now it's coming out for like everything, including PS4. And this one sold 16,480 units and came out on April 4th. So it's had even longer sales time. And that one came out for $39.99 too. So the problem is there's not that many games that came out for $20.
Uh-huh.
I did find Crawl, but that game was in like, when they release games in PC, they're not finished and you can still buy them. Mm-hmm. So it was like 2 years. It was in like early access, and I even have the game because it was in a Humble Bundle that was basically given away for free.
Right.
So that has about the same as Bayonetta, but it's not really fair because they were giving it away kind of in the Humble Bundle for years. But what are your thoughts on Bayonetta sales, and you think this is something that Sega should do more of?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like every single time Sega does this, and I think both you and I know, but not many people listening maybe don't know, Sega Europe is the one that really does this sort of stuff. So the whole Valkyria Chronicles thing was them. The this Bayonetta port was them. So this is their kind of initiative. And I mean, has it failed yet? I mean, Valkyria Chronicles was a huge success. This was a huge success. Interestingly, Valkyria Chronicles led to Valkyria Chronicles Remastered. I mean, maybe not directly, but who knows? Maybe we'll be seeing like a Bayonetta special edition for PS4 and Xbox One? I don't know.
I think it'd be a smart idea to capitalize on the Bayonetta hype train. I mean, I think it's been more popular now than when the first one came out, which is kind of weird, right?
Oh, for sure.
Because you would expect it when the first one came out. Now there's more demand. Now people want part 2.
Yeah.
Which there's a whole legality with that with Nintendo, but at least it could have one.
So currently the numbers are 150,000. You said.
Yeah, 150,000.
And so okay, so that's $20 each. So let's just divide that by 2, and claim that that's like 75,000 $40 games. Like let's say everyone bought Bayonetta twice, and it was like $40. Or maybe not that. You know what I mean? Like, that's some fuzzy math.
Yeah.
But so that's looking at 75,000 were it a $40 game and the sales were halved. And so how does that 75,000 compare to the ones we listed off?
It would probably be at where Yooka-Laylee was at,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it would do better than Bulletstorm. I don't think Bulletstorm was that big of a game, and I feel bad for Gearbox. Not really, because they kind of screwed over Sega with that terrible Alien Colonial Marines game. But they've been making really bad decisions lately, and this is another one. Only 12,000 units sold of Bulletstorm for $50, so
Ouch.
it's not looking great for them. I would say, though, that they're teasing Vanquish, Platinum Games, in the end of Bayonetta, so I'm assuming there's going to be a Vanquish port soon. I hope a lot of people buy that, because that's a great game that was not really accepted. Like, the media didn't really understand it, I think.
Yeah. And
it got bad ratings, and people wanted, like, multiplayer. You know, it was the time where I guess every game had to have multiplayer. I don't think they should. If your single player is good enough, just buy it for the single player. What happened with having good single player games?
And that's so funny, because I recently got a PS4 and I have Star Wars Battlefront, and I turned it on and I'm like, where's the game? It's all multiplayer, and I'm not used to that. And so, I even remember when Binary Domain came out, people were complaining about it not having multiplayer, or at least great multiplayer. I think it had it, didn't it?
No, it has multiplayer,
but it wasn't that great.
No.
And then same with Vanquish, didn't have it at all. And I remember people complaining. I'm like, what are you talking about? Multiplayer is a bonus,
Yeah, and I think there's like communities, like to make a community and like stay with the game for a long period of time, you have to be a big name.
Yeah.
I just think, if you're going to focus on single player, just focus on single player. I mean, the thing is that right when you put a gun into a character's hands, people expect online play right out of it.
Yeah, and I mean, case in point, a game that was multiplayer but didn't sell well, and so the multiplayer experience sucked, was Anarchy Reigns. I bought that.
Oh, yeah.
I went online. I could never find any matches. It's the most boring game to play, because it's like it's supposed to be fun, but there's no one to play with. It's like PSO if there was never a community.
So here's my question for you.
Okay.
Is there any other Sega games that came out in the last couple generations that you think would do well on PC?
Good question. Sonic Colors, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's an easy
that
one.
would be a huge one. I think that's one it's not locked away on Wii, but I feel like it could do so much better. And I think it's kind of like we got Sonic Lost World, and I'm sure everyone was like, why can't we have Colors? And to stick with Sonic, I think Unleashed.
Yeah.
It's not the perfect game, but I think it would be fun, and maybe if they released it and tweaked it a little bit so you didn't have to earn those Sun and Moon medals. As far as non-Sonic Sega games, maybe Yakuza. I think it's about time to maybe bring the PS3 games to PC.
I agree with you 100%. I think the Yakuza series would do well. I don't know what their contract with Sony is, because in Japan, Sony kind of promotes the games at their events. They give it spotlights. They do a lot for the game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I don't think Sony cares about PC, so I hope that Sega thinks about it. The other franchise, it's not Sega, but I think would do really well on PC is the Persona franchise. I think people really want Persona 5 on PC. I think that's something Sega should look into.
And if you want to win a copy of Bayonetta on PC, Sega's been kind enough to offer us some codes to give away. So if you click on over to SEGAbits.com or Twitter.com/SEGAbits, we have some contests running. It's very easy to enter, so head on over and let's dance, boys.
So I'll give you guys a question listening to this. What do you guys think about the Bayonetta sales? And do you guys, what game do you want to see Sega port to PC? Let us know in the comments below.
All right.
And thanks for listening.